back, y'all. Once I figure out when somebody ring your phone, answer it, and you come back, I gotta figure out how to get sound. I haven't figured it out yet. And all you motherfucking bumper, fuck y'all. Y'all can't help me. Seeing betrayal. I need your help, sweetie. I really. When you on a call and you come back to your live, how do you bring the sound back? I really need to find that start off with sound and ends with no sound. So I really need your help, sweetie. And or either you Rose, Bandana, somebody help me. But the rest of you motherfucking fuck faces, you goat mouth motherfuckers, you motherfucking cum guzzlers, you can't help me? Y'all see these fucking videos and shit. You see the fucking titles and shit be on making you wanna click. And I ain't no clickbait. I'm the true realest motherfucker on this motherfucker. Real life motherfucker shit. But when the OG called, I am gonna take that call. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm gonna take that call. The rest of you motherfuckers gonna wait till I'm done with my fucking live. But I do need y'all help though. When a motherfucker doing that shit, how do I get my sound back? That should be some bullshit. But anyway, like I was saying on the video I was starting, this Delray Richardson straight gang. This is basically talking about Piggy Piggy Reggie. He need to get hit with some Glock Dookie, y'all, in Chicago. Somebody need to hit Reggie with some Glock Dookie. Put them niggas on down there where Glock Dookie is, where he is, so they can hit his ass with some Glock Dookie. But anyway, this is shit. Let's get into it.
Cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it.
I remember they used to laugh at a brother. Now they want to get hugs from a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your
I don't love it.
Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor. Click on the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of the Straight Game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been explaining to you that from the inception of the Tupac murder, and from the very beginning, even after Tupac was shot, that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., the former head of security, the failed security that failed Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight on that fatal night when Tupac and Suge were both shot. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has finally confessed to one of the most egregious lies that he's told. Here it is. Look, I tried to tell you. I didn't want to play the audio. I didn't, you know what I mean, didn't feel like I needed to play the audio. I don't mind sending you over there to look at what is the confession. The title says it all. I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain.
I think I know what that video is on Bomb First. Y'all go over there, check Bomb. The reason why, I might talk about Reggie fat ass, but the reason why I tell you go over there to his channel is so you can hear the shit that he's spitting while he over there trying to pop his shit. And then you come over to Discretion TV, Straight Game TV, and you listen to both of them brothers, how they breaking this shit down. They the realest motherfucking brothers on here about this Tupac shit. And I'm not gonna forget about you either, Choke No Joke. You be on your shit too, popping your shit. Y'all check them channels out, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also at the same time, make sure you subscribing to these channels now to keep you in tune with this shit. You dig? But yeah, I forgot he did. I must have skipped it or something. But that nigga did say some shit to the point of he don't about this shit. The reason why he lied on Frank about that the incident with Tupac Chain trying to get smashed and shit. Del Rey, you and Tino still ain't figured out this shit though. With Tupac with this Pelly Pales shirt on, holding the chain that broke around his neck. He had an all orange shirt on. Then he got an orange and white Pelly Pale on. I need for y'all to get on that, Joe. This is the second video I done made asking you brothers to get on that shit to find out what the fuck going on. How the fuck he changed 3 shirts in one night? The orange shirt, the Pelly Pale shirt, and then the jersey. Make it make sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand something. The reason why Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. confessed to this is because I've been diligently exposing his lies. This is not the only lie that he's going to confess to. But this lie right here was the first lie immediately after the Tupac situation that involved trying to come up with a story in where Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not even there. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. wasn't at the MGM Grand. He knows it. So
His daddy was
he
there.
confessed because everything had already came out. And like I told you, he lied about the Suge situation and where he found out the information. That's also a lie. He just has not confessed to it yet, right? He lied about the subpoena situation involving Frank Alexander. So do you believe that he can confess to this lie and then try to come up with an excuse? So once again, pushing it out, right? I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain. Amazing. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this. We're talking about a high-profile murder in one of the most famous cities in America. The individual that was responsible for protecting Tupac and Suge failed, right? There was a video that he just made on his channel yesterday in which the title was basically that Suge Knight said that he told Frank Alexander to send 5 more security, right? Frank Alexander also said this is not any kind of game being played. If you've seen the video, and I'm going to come with that video, right? Frank Alexander said, I told Reggie that we would need more security that night, right? And what Frank is talking about is what Suge Knight allegedly told Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. In a private phone call in which Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. had threatened Suge Knight that he was recording him and saying at the end of the video that, oh, I don't have a Apple phone. So when I record you, it doesn't go beep, right? Because the Apple phones, if you record somebody's conversation, you know, it goes beep to let the person on the other end, let them know that they're being recorded. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. says that after Suge basically stood on business, Suge stood on business and what he said about the 5 security guards. Suge never said that he told Reggie, he said he told them to send 5 more security guards. What I said was, yeah, when he's telling them to send 5 more security guards, he's telling Reggie, right? And as a matter of fact, Frank Alexander said it. I told Reggie that we would need more security. Where did Reggie get that from? He got it from when Suge Knight told him. So what Suge Knight said was actually true. Reggie was trying to, in his alleged conversation, trying to get Suge to change what he said. But Suge stood on business. So later in the video, at the end of the video, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. threatens Suge, sends out a subliminal threat, should I say, and saying that, oh, you know, yeah, and I'm glad, you know, we talk, and I don't have an Apple phone, so it doesn't beep when I record you. You know what I mean? Basically threatening Suge and trying to say, oh, I got conversation to you Don't get it twisted, right? Once again, this is a Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tactic that he uses, right, to try to get people to go along with what he said. Just like, listen, just like he did with Frank. He did it with Frank, like I told you in the phone call about the subpoena. He's telling Frank one thing, you know, telling the public one thing about, oh, you know, Frank needs to go and testify in front of the, you know, about what he saw in regards to Suge Knight and all of that. But at the same time, on the phone in private, he's telling them, hey man, if you know, if you don't go, if you duck the subpoena and don't get subpoenaed, you should, everything should be all right. Right? Once again, I'm gonna go back to it. Look, I confess why I manipulated Frank Alexander to fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain. There is no valid reason. He wasn't there. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., I know you're watching. You weren't there. It wasn't your job to give Tupac an alibi. As a matter of fact, he's lying again. And this, look, in this right here, he's saying the video is basically saying that, you know, I was trying to give Tupac an alibi from not being violated because at that time I thought Tupac was going to survive. He's a bald-faced liar. Why? His father just said in a police video on Bomb First with the Seaside Police that Reggie told him that early on, within 3 hours, right? Listen, within 3 hours, or an hour or 3 hours, that Suge Knight had been shot and Tupac was dead. So how in the hell, if he's going to tell his father that, and that's what his father said that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. told him. This is a fact, right? So when you understand that, when you understand what happened, how can he now, on top of another lie that he's confessing to, one lie, right? But on top of that lie, he told a whole nother lie in regards to, well, you know, Suge got shot and Tupac, he did. But he's saying that he came up with this lie to get Frank, to manipulate Frank Alexander, right? To fabricate Orlando's theft of Tupac's chain because he didn't want Tupac to get violated because he thought Tupac was going to survive. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. makes up stories as he goes along to try to get people to view. He's running out of content. He's running out of content. And so he does the video yesterday. And if you go look at the last video that he done yesterday, talking about Suge Knight said he told Frank Alexander to get 5 more security guards. And guess what? Frank Alexander did tell Reggie, because he said he did. And he talked to Reggie, or tried to contact Reggie twice in that night. As a matter of fact, Tupac Shakur told Frank to call Reggie. Ladies and gentlemen, he told Frank Alexander to call Reggie because Tupac and them were waiting for Suge Knight to come so that they could go to the fight. Tupac said, go call for Reggie to find out where they are. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knew what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? The whole time, he knew that Frank was the only one on him. So now, this could...
I'm going to say this. Reggie, you knew what the fuck what was going on, buddy. You was just over to play. That's all. Come on, be for real, Joe. You running out of content, like Dale Ray said, and it is what it is, buddy. Motherfucker went to Detroit for me and paused because I'm feeling it now. That's why I put that motherfucker out. This come from Detroit. They Zookies. Them Zookies ain't no old boy. Shit got me feeling it. Reggie. What we gonna do about you, Reg?
Confession right here tells you everything that you need to know. That Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not present for the fight between Orlando and Tupac. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was not present for the shooting. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did not send adequate security like Frank had told him after Suge Knight told Frank that, right? Why would you think that we told him to send 5 more security guards? You gotta understand. You know Frank told Reggie because Frank was with Suge. So you think that Suge gonna tell Frank Alexander something in regards to, well, Frank telling him to send, 5 more security. You think Frank gonna be next to Suge and disobey his order? No. And Frank said as much. I'm gonna bring you that video too. But this right here, this is egregious. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what kind of proof you need to understand who Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is. So much so that when I've been talking about the lies that he'd been telling, he made a video. This was done a while back, right? But I'm showing it to you because it's very important that you understand. This is not the Lakewood Mall chain. This is the Euthanasia chain. You know, the same company that Yasmin Fula ran? The same company that wrote the letter, sent the fax to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. firing him on August 27, 1996? This chain is a euthanasia chain. So you mean to tell me that Reggie confessed? Yeah. But in his confession, he tries to offer up a justification, or better yet, a further manipulation of the story. When, guess what? It wasn't his place to come up with any kind of story. David Kenneth didn't ask him to. Suge Knight didn't ask him to. And as a matter of fact, Suge Knight didn't even know Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Unilaterally decided to come up with this story. How egregious is that? He wasn't there for none of it. So why would he come up with a story about something he wasn't there for? You see it. It's appalling, man. It's appalling. This is why, when you think about, people saying, and KPD saying that, hey, you know what? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was the orchestrator. Like I said, he made the video. He said he allegedly had some kind of private conversation with Suge Knight and then threatened Suge Knight that he was recording him without his permission and that, quote, I don't have an Apple phone, so it doesn't beep when I record you. He was basically threatening Suge Knight, right? Calling Suge Knight a pathological liar. Also saying that, Choke No Joke talking to Suge Knight, that Suge Knight would somehow be talking to someone who's a snitch. We haven't seen any paperwork on Choke No Joke. We've seen paperwork on Reggie. We've heard Reggie on the dossier. We've heard Reggie confessing to being an FBI informant. We've heard him do that out of his mouth. So how is, when Suge Knight allegedly talks to, because I don't know if he talks to Choke No Joke or not, how, if did Suge Knight, if he did, how is it different than talking to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., who is a known confessed snitch? It is sickening. The mind games that are being played, the feeble mind games that are being played here.
Feeble.
Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has produced no paperwork on Choke No Joke, right? In regards to anything like that. But would have the audacity to say if Suge allegedly did talk to Choke No Joke, that, he's talking to someone who is alleged to be some kind of law cooperator, when in fact Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is saying in that video that he spoke to Suge Knight, and Suge Knight told him about, he told Frank Alexander to get 5 more security guards, and Frank Alexander did in fact call Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and ask him that. Well, Suge Knight is talking to Reggie. Reggie is a self-confessed informant who admits that he.
Self-confessed and feeble, Reggie. They're already on your izzle, my nizzle. For rizzle. You fucked up the church's money because it still go back to you was told your Suge said get these people here. No Suge gonna do it. That's protocol. Get these people here on me and Pop. Me and this entourage, we finna head on over to the club. Get these people here. Motherfuckers just got their bitch ass knocked out. We just had to roll a nigga. So that's when you put the play in, huh, Reggie? The thing about that is, you lied. Because it was supposed to be at the Lakewood Mall, it was supposed to be a death row chain. Then at the MGM with the fight, chain broke and fell and Pot in the midst of a fight, bending down, picking his shit up, and Frank grabbed his ass up out the way. Fuck was on fucking check his fight. No. Fuck that chain, nigga. Straight up. But Reggie, you something else, buddy. Like this some old weird Al Yankovic ass video ass shit you on. And he right. Ain't no paperwork ever been on Choke No Joke on Arthur. Ain't none been on him about him being a snitch or anything. You looking for anything to talk about my dude. Cause motherfuckers is on that rent. You got traps here, here, here. Traps everywhere on your fat ass. And you trying to walk cautiously, huh? It ain't gonna work. They got you. You got your red hand. They already by itself got you. But you got Choke No Joke and you got Discretion TV. You got all three of them on your izzle, my nizzle. And they cracking your dizzle. Cause you done fucked up the motherfucking missile. You dizzle? For shizzle. Motherfucker. Motherfucker weird, Joe. Like, this shit crazy. You heard, y'all know when they say, when you tell one lie, you gotta keep telling that lie. Think about it. Think about Reggie. Back to Straight Game TV, Delray Richardson. This is not my content. Go over there, like, share, and subscribe. Go over to Discretion TV, like, share, and subscribe. And go check Bomb First out with Reggie the Rat Jr.
Plays both sides. This is a fact from his mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is involving the murder of Tupac Shakur. This is the guy right here who was the head of the security, who was responsible for the protection of Tupac Shakur, who immediately told lies after Tupac was shot. In the hospital, suffering and fighting for his life. This is the guy right here who's trying to what you call it, clout chase, you know, in the namesake of Tupac Shakur, who was supposed to protect him. Now confessing that he lied and told Frank Alexander.
And this is what I wanted to say also, to put in, this is how I feel, my theory, is that, okay, let's just say that was Tupac for real that got shot, right? And they said they got all the bullets out of him except for one. That was floating and they couldn't find it until the last minute. I'm gonna tell you something. He a rap star, making millions of dollars, Joe. Think about it. They got machines that when this person get in that machine, they put them in this machine, it will find any kind of bullet or bullet fragment in the body. Even back then, yes. That shit way advanced now. But I'm just saying, they had it back then where it'd pull up and be like, okay, this is where that motherfucker at, this is where we gotta go. So I'm gonna tell you something. Where'd he live? 6 days, 7 days, 7-day theory, so 7 days. Think about it. I got enough time while I'm in here recuperating a couple of days where I can just move a little bit and get a little help to get the fuck on. You do not think they sat there and came up with this plan for him to get the fuck on, Joe? Yes, I'm saying Pac ain't dead. I'm not saying allegedly none of that shit. That nigga alive, breathing. But I'm just saying, out of all this time, you got to think about it when they say, well, Pac knew the FBI and all these other people wanted him dead, right? They wanted him. So if he know people wanted him and he'd already been shot the first time in Quad Studios, you don't think he put in his head, man, I'm finna get the fuck on. Fuck this shit. I done already made this music. Then you got theory B that they was all in on this shit. Snoop on down to Keefy D now. And motherfuckers gotta keep this drama going on so the great one can stay great and live life. Motherfuckers say to me, you don't think Pac did? Don't think he'd have came back now talking that shit and he couldn't stay quiet that long. Yeah. There go your Pac right there, kill the MC.
No, not lie, but manipulated. It's a little bit different than the lie. He manipulated. So it was a well thought out plan, he thought, in regards to the situation. And like I told you, there were 5 or 6 lies that he told directly after Tupac was shot. This is appalling. This is madness, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is on the loose. And he's coming to a lie near you.
A lie near you.
Or going to tell you a lie in the near future. This is what he does. But Suge Knight stood on business in that video. He didn't back down. But when Reggie was asked for a second time, who told him about what happened afterwards? First he said Suge Knight. When Suge Knight came out and said Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was a lie, they asked him again. He said, oh, it was the homies in the parking lot. That's a lie too. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it right here. I did the videos and the pressure was on so thick, and also that Frank Alexander had confessed. Look at the video, and Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. says, yeah, Frank bitched out and changed his story. Well, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tries to portray himself as some kind of upstanding guy. But Frank bitched out. Oh, now it's the code of the streets. The same thing that Reggie said that he didn't follow when he told ABC's Nightline. Oh, I don't follow the code of the streets. Well, when he says in this video that Frank Alexander bitched out, that would basically be following the code of the streets. No snitching. Now, wouldn't that be? Amazing. This guy is the hypocrite of all hypocrites, the liar of all liars, the snakes of all snakes, and the turncoats of all turncoats. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy Delray, straight game.
Go over there to Del Ray channel, Straight Gang. Check it out, like, share, and subscribe. Discretion TV, as well as Bomb First. Go over there and support the Red and give him some cheese, please. Reggie, you going down, cause they cracking you, buddy. But that's all I wanted to do, because I seen this video, and I wanted to watch it with you guys, but y'all go over there so y'all can actually watch and hear the video besides just hearing it. Man, he popped this shit on that shit, y'all. Y'all check this shit out. I will be going back live though in a little while. Probably another hour. But I didn't get a chance to pop my shit the way I wanted to pop my shit, the way I wanted to pop my shit. You dig? But you know, I got a lot of shit going on. So support your boy. Cash App is in the motherfucking description. Like, share, and subscribe. This your boy Riot. I'm in and I'm out.